Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari So, Hare Krishna, for those of you who've just come in, you can line up for Abhishek. So while Abhishek is going on, Kirtan will also be going on. And so now we'll also have Gopal Hari Prabhu. Do you want to cut that or you don't have it?
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So welcome again to today's festivities. So we'll move on to the next part of our program. Did everybody get a chance to do Abhishek? Looks like the Abhishek altar is closed now. Acharya Prabhu, Prasanna Murari, Abhishek is closed?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So it gives us, it is a great honor and it gives us a lot of pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. Our guest speaker for today is an eminent personality, His Grace Anantarup Prabhu. So let me quickly introduce him. Anantarup Prabhu's journey in Krishna consciousness began in the year 1971, when he first heard devotees chanting Harinam in New York City. And in 1973, he received his first Bhagavad Gita at the St. Louis airport. And in 1982, Anantarup Prabhu and Arutha Mataji's devotional life flourished upon visiting the Kishore Kishori temple in Chicago. After receiving initiation from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, in 1986, he moved to Boise, Idaho, to work for Hewlett Packard as a product manager. That same year, he and his family opened a small preaching center in their home, which blossomed into a vibrant community. In 1991, they established Govinda's vegetarian restaurant, and as the preaching center continued to grow, they built a beautiful new Radha Banke Bihari temple in 1999. Alongside these efforts, he and Arutha Mataji homeschooled their two sons, Radhika Raman Das and Gopal Hari Das. This is Gopal Hari Das, Hare Krishna, and he's come here with his wonderful, beautiful family, all the way from Naperville. And so we first want to welcome them as a family by chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Continuing with the introduction of His Grace Anantarupa Prabhu. Anantarupa Prabhu fully dedicated himself to temple service and preaching in 2005. His inspiring work focuses on guiding householders to balance devotional, family, and professional lives. And his preaching engagements have taken him to all continents, including India, Europe, America, South America, Australia, and the Middle East. So please let us welcome Prabhu by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yeah.
It's working good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
So welcome everyone. Is anyone coming for the first time? Hare Krishna. Special welcome to you. You picked a very nice day to be here. So I first visited Indianapolis. You can believe that. Anyone born in 1972 here? I came here as a student. We had a project with Cummins diesel engines. Are they still around there?
Columbus.
Okay. And and this time when I came, I even went to the track, the Indy track. And this is about the month of May, I think, early part of that. So I'm back after 50 years, something like that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. So, today you can say technically is the celebration. Lord Chaitanya has appeared 2 days ago, and Jagannath Festival, Jagannath Mishra Festival is going on. Parents are really overjoyed, and there's a lot of feasting. And actually, this morning I was listening to a lecture. Prabhupada was giving a lecture on Jagannath Mishra's festival. He was talking about that there were so many guests, there were so many people, so much prasadam, and Jagannath Mishra had no idea who was coming, who was going, and the whole atmosphere was like a big, fat Indian wedding, right? You heard that word. Anyway, so let's start. What we're going to do is do a little bit of chanting what Gopal Prabhu, Gopal Hari had started. So I want the ladies and the men to compete with each other, okay? All the ladies on one side, Matatis and Prabhus on one side, right? So the Prabhus are going to sing Nityananda and the ladies are going to sing Gaura, right? See who wins, okay? And then we'll switch, okay? So we'll start, huh? Nityananda! Nityananda! Gaura! It'll take a little while, okay? Nityananda! 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 Go louder, ladies. Where are the kids? Oh, the kids in the class? Yeah. All right. Gauranga! 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 Kids are, huh? You're not eating lunch? Let's do it again. Nityananda! Nityananda! Gauranga! Gauranga! Okay. So, how many of us, and let's be honest about it, before you came into ISKCON, how many of us really knew about Lord Chaitanya? Raise your hands. Okay. What did you hear about?
We read in our school textbook.
School textbooks? And what did you read?
We read about how he expanded the Kirtan Padhati
Uh-huh.
for praying Prabhuji.
Okay, good. Yeah. So I was going to say the same thing. I went to school in the 60s, and there was a book on holy saints of India, and he was listed there as one of the great saints in India. But nowhere they had talked about him being Krishna himself. Okay, and then when we came into ISKCON, I started to know about him, but even then it took me several years to really appreciate it's not the right word, but to know about Lord Chaitanya as being Krishna himself. So what I thought was, if that's okay with all of you, is maybe talk about the divinity of Lord Chaitanya. It's not that our Sampradaya, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying he's Krishna, but he's predicted in almost every scripture that we know of. Okay? Prabhupada said that all the incarnations of Krishna, all of his comings, the major ones, are listed in the scriptures. Okay? And generally, they list at least three things. One, his name, of course. Two, his parents' names. Okay? And the place where he will appear or be born. And the last thing, the fourth thing, would be, what is the purpose of his coming? Okay? name, parents' names, place,
The purpose.
the purpose. Because, especially nowadays, there are many people who come in. I know in Boys Temple we've had just about every 2-3 years somebody comes and says, I'm God. Has it happened here? No. And so, Prabhupada said, you should respect him as a human being. And you should always ask him, Prabhuji, can you tell us where you listed in the scriptures? That's the yellow pages, or the white pages. We don't have that anymore. So where are you? And so I thought today I will share with you the listings of. Okay, so. Just 1 second. Okay, and so the slideshow. The Lord Chaitanya, the Golden Avatar. So my classes are interactive. You don't have to sit still. Why is it called Golden Avatar?
Disappearance?
Huh?
Disappearance of the golden color.
The golden color, yes. Okay. So even that is mentioned in many scriptures. Okay. And so let's start with this a brief sketch of Lord Chaitanya. Okay. So he appeared in Mayapur, West Bengal. How many of you been to Mayapur? Probably you should take a tour of all of them.
Our first tour is to New Vrindavan, so we are slowly going east.
Yes, it is the most amazing place in this entire world. I mean, I didn't believe it myself either. I mean, whenever we talk about Lord Chaitanya, ISKCON, we have to talk about Srila Prabhupada. And actually, I just finished teaching a course in Boise about Srila Prabhupada. And he sent Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Guru Das or Shamsundar Prabhu to buy land in Mayapur. It was just a rice field. I think it was like only 8 kashtas, he says, which is like about 4 bighas, or about a half acre, 1 acre land. Just fields, and because Bhaktivinoda Thakur had predicted that, Lord Nityananda predicted that will be the most amazing temple will be built here, will appear, Adbhut Mandir. And the whole world will come there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that the day will be there when the Russians and the Americans and the Europeans and the Indians will dance together, come in procession. Prabhupada used to call it that Mayapur will be the true United Nations. And so if you go there, it is a sight to behold. One of these days I think they're going to put that as the 8th wonder of the world, sometime in the future. So he appeared there, Fargun, which is anywhere from mid-February to mid-March, on the full moon, and there was a lunar eclipse. Actually, this time it was almost like when he appeared, we had a lunar eclipse also. Anyway, and but no one except very few close associates of his knew that Krishna had appeared. Okay, because he came confidentially as a devotee. Okay, and so therefore it is even more important for all of us to get a corroboration you know, Lord Chaitanya as Krishna himself says who? That's the question that comes up. Says who? And so we're going to look into that. And in the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, raise your hands and we can move on. But let's just take 1 minute. What is the purpose of Lord Chaitanya coming? So he had, I would say, 4 main reasons why he came. Okay. The external reason was he came, his purpose was to propagate the Harinam Sankirtan, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. So that was his external reason. Okay. He also came, Krishna, we had a very nice lecture in Chicago, Temple of the Glory. Radhanath Maharaj gave that, and he said, Krishna knows everything. He's Sarvagya. He knows everything, past, present, future, not only about all the incarnations, but every living entity. From the tiniest ant to the biggest elephant to human beings, he has a record to tell all our past, present, and future. But there's one thing that he cannot figure out. Anyone wants to take a guess what one thing that he cannot figure out?
What feels his devotee?
What's that?
What is the feeling of his devotee when the devotee worship to the Lord?
And I'm looking for a name. Which devotee? Radha. Oh, good. You guys are smarter than we did that in Naperville. Good. You're doing a good job teaching them. So so he cannot figure out. I mean, he likes Radharani, right? Topmost devotee. But Radharani likes him even more. And he cannot figure out what does Radharani like in Krishna. So that's the whole point. So he wants to know that. And so he said, and how did you do that? So being Krishna himself, so he said, I'm going to come here in the mood, in the mentality, you can say, of Radharani and the complexion of Radharani. His bodily features and his mentality, his mood is that of Radharani. So Radharani is the greatest devotee of Krishna. There's no one higher than her. And so he came as a devotee of Krishna. He's Krishna himself. And therefore, what is the complexion of Radharani? Gold. Tapta Kanchan Gauranga. And so his complexion was gold. And that is, I used to wonder about that initially. I said, born in Bengal, India, most of us are brown, and so forth. But it was not even fair complexion, like you maybe have Punjabi in Kashmir. It was golden up top. And so he came to find out how does Radharani feel about Krishna. So he took that mood and form, okay? And so let's go on. And of course, Krishna always comes to do pastimes with his devotees. Now, whenever there's the incarnation of Krishna, or Krishna himself comes, what happens prior to that? Anyone?
His associates.
Huh?
His associates.
His associates appear. And I asked this sort of quiz of people. Many of us are aware of Lord Ram and Hanuman, right? So when did Hanumanji came. When did he appear? During, right when Lord Ram appeared, before, after, what? When did he appear? Before? How long ago was that? You don't know?
I know he was born around February time and Ram was born around May that time. I know that month.
Can you guess how many years before Hanuman came? 10,000 years. He waited that long. Which in celestial times nothing. But associates, the advanced party comes. Sugriva, I believe, was Indra himself, Nal, Neel, all the demigods and their sons. They came as monkeys and bears. So there's a prediction that Ravan can only be killed by human beings or and the monkeys and the bears. So he had a boon that nobody else can kill except those two species. And so they all appeared, okay, an advanced party, especially like, if President Trump was visiting Minneapolis, there would be an advanced party coming a week, month before, setting things right. So Lord Chaitanya's devotees, associates, they appeared before him. Can you name some of them? Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya came almost 50 years before Lord Chaitanya. Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya used to respect him as a father and also as a guru, because Lord Chaitanya's Guru Ishwar Puri and Advaita Acharya were god brothers. They were both initiated by Madhyamik Puri. So that is, and so there are, who else? Lord Nityananda, right? Balaram? Srivas. Srivas also was very senior to him. Haridas Thakur, and Gadadhar. So there's a whole retinue, and there's a whole book that gives us all the details of who all appeared with or before Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so then we start with our most familiar references. All of us know about Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, okay, it is said here. It's a famous sloka, most devotees know that. Krishna Varnam Krishnam Sangopangastra Pashadam Yagnai Sankirtana Prayere Yadanti Hi Sumedasa. Translation is, in the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform foundational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the holy name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Okay. There are a few more references. And this is by Prahlad Maharaj. Okay, Canto 7. And there he says, I'll just read the translation. In this way, my Lord, you appear in various incarnations as human being. And that was who? Who came as human being? Lord Ram. Right? A great saintly demigod. Who would that be? Would be, it's not Vamandev, is it? Right?
I was worried I'd be wrong.
Yeah, okay. Because he was the younger brother of Indra, right? And he was born of Aditi, right? Okay. Of fish, we know that, Matsya, tortoise, Kurma. And he came for the purpose of maintaining this universe. This, the fish, Matsya came because the earth or the planet, the universe is going to be flooded. This story of flood is in almost every philosophy, every religion. The great flood, okay? So Matsya came, tortoise, and you have the boar incarnation, okay? But, oh my Lord, you protect the principles of religion. In the age of Kali, however, you do not assert yourself. Okay, there's no mention explicitly in the age of Kali Yuga. Every Yuga, Krishna comes, or his representative, or his incarnation comes. But there's no mention in Kali Yuga because he comes, but he is hidden. Okay? And so therefore, he is only known as Three Yuga. So this is Prahlad Maharaj talking about that. Okay, Mahabharata. Who decides the Vishnu Sahasranam? Anyone? Really? Do you recognize this sloka? Suvarna Varno Hemango Varangas Chandrama Chandranagadi Sannyasi Chamaha Santo Nishtas Shanti Parayana. So in the Vishnu Sahasranam, it's predicted that he comes Suvarna Varna. Suvarna means golden complexion. Okay? He is exquisitely beautiful. There's one thing about Lord Chaitanya. They say he was almost 7 feet tall, very slender, thin. And there's one more unique feature that he had, and that was what? Besides the golden color? Arms. Thank you, Prabhu. His arms, it is said that one of the signs of beauty is that the arms go all the way to the knees. So you will see in his pictures, you see it, he has long arms, right? Okay. And he's going to take sannyas. Okay. So this is in Mahabharata also, right? Garuda Puran. So Garuda Puran is read in almost every Indian home at the time when somebody passes away. The priest comes in and he reads it for like 10 days, right? Goes on. But I don't think anyone focuses, but it says in the Garuda Puran, in the first part of Kali Yuga, I will appear in my complete spiritual form. And now here you go. Okay, so maybe you can concentrate on the Sanskrit words at the top. It's very easy Sanskrit. Mayapure, Navadipe, Bhavishyami in the future as Sachi Sutta. Sachi means Mother Sachi, his mother's name. Sutta means son. So in the first part of Kali Yuga, I will appear in my complete spiritual form in Mayapur, Navadip, and become the son of Sachi. And further it says, I will have a golden complexion and I will be the husband of Lakshmi. Lakshmi Devi was his first wife. And then he will take sannyas and reside near Lord Jagannath. Now how come some be even more specific? And these Purans are written before Lord Chaitanya appeared. That's a historical fact. You could say, well, somebody wrote these Purans after Lord Chaitanya appeared. Okay? Okay, then I'll move to the next one. Nrsimha Puran. Okay. Supreme Lord who assumes the form of half man, half lion in Satyuga, okay, the first Yuga, and then who appeared in Treta Yuga as Ram. Okay. Sorry, but I forgot my pointer here. He came as Ram to kill Ravan. In Dwapar, he came to protect the cowherd men and women, okay, in Vraj. And then in Kali Yuga, he will come as Chaitanya. And to do what? So if you take a look at this last line in the Sanskrit, Gauranga Priya Kirtana, he's going to do Kirtan. He's going to come in Kali Yuga. His name will be Chaitanya Prabhu. Okay? Padma Purana. Same thing. I shall take birth as the son of Shachi, assuming a golden form, in a beautiful place on the bank of Bhagirathi, on the first part of Kali Yuga. Okay? Narad Purana. I will come in the form of a devotee. Bhakta Rupena. Bhakta means devotee. In the form, Rup means form. Okay? And in second shloka says, I will inaugurate Sankirtana and I will incarnate as the son of Shachi. In the Bhavishya Purana, okay? Bhavishya Purana is the last Purana that was written. Okay? And here he says, again, I will come as a sannyasi, as a mendicant in the age of Kali. Vayu Purana. And here, one thing that you find in scriptures, they will tell you the exact time and when Krishna appears. And time in the sense based on the lunar time. And the interesting is the scientists, now with the computer models and everything else, they can go back and check that under that nakshatra, or the, what is the nakshatra in English? Constellation. What time and so forth. And all these are corroborated, okay? So on the full moon day of the month of Falgun, with the star Falguni, I will appear in the womb of Sachi in Navadip by the shore of Ganga. What is the oldest Purana? Anyone knows? That predates all the Puranas. Huh? Matsya Purana. So in Matsya Purana, it's amazing. Matsya Purana predicts, names Srimad Bhagavatam as the most pure Purana, and also talks about Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Yeah. In the age of Kali, I will be of golden color. I will be tall, and here, look, I will have a shaven head, mundan. Right? And I will engage in kirtana. Okay? Very quickly, Skanda Purana. Just go, same thing goes on and on. I will come with my associates, servants, weapons, confidential companions, take my birth in the womb of Sachi. I will accept the role of a human being. If you want to go more, I have quite a few more in the Upanishads. So Puranas came afterwards. So people say Puranas are more like stories. So what about the Vedas? So the Upanishads are the part of the Vedas. And so in the Upanishads also the predictions are made. Okay? I'll just go very quickly. In the yantras, these are the ritual books. Okay, tantras and yantras. Okay. Specifically, I will appear as son of Sachi and start Sankirtan movement. And this is Ananta Samhita that talks about. At this time, my names will be Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga, Gaurachandra, Sachisuta, Mahaprabhu, Gaura, and Gaurahari. Chanting these names will bring devotion to me. Okay? Chandayog Upanishad. Devi Purana. Then the last one that I just want to talk about, and we'll do something more, is there's actually an Upanishad called Chaitanya Upanishad that's part of the Atharva Veda. And there, Lord Brahma's son is asking his father that, okay, Kali Yuga is coming, how will people be saved? You take a look at every scripture, Bhagavatam, all the Puranas, one thing that all the sages are worried about is that Kali Yuga is coming. It's such a horrific yuga, fighting, corruption, okay, everything you think of, how will they be saved, people, okay? And so he says that Lord Brahma answers his son that Krishna will appear, and the Kali Yuga is it's a very horrific age, but there's one good quality of Kali Yuga, and what is that?
Lord Chaitanya.
Yes, Lord Chaitanya came, but okay, so let me go back. In the different ages, there are different methods of achieving liberation, achieving Krishna. The process in Satyuga is
Satya
Satyuga,
Yuga is worship,
meditation.
meditation.
So in Satyuga, the age was, the time period was very long. Okay, people lived up to 100,000 years. So they could sit down and meditate. Okay, for 10, 20,000 years. Lord Vishwamitra Muni, he meditated for 10,000 years. The air was clean, it was peaceful and quiet. You could do the meditation. Is that possible now? Cannot even sit, right? So many disturbances. Silence, the cell phone, that's the biggest one. Right? So many disturbances, you cannot meditate. Okay, all these yoga studios, they're just like a very temporary blip, to release some stress. So in Satyuga it was meditation, dhyan. In Treta Yuga, yajnas, sacrifices, swaha, you put things in the fire. And those sacrifices went on for hundreds of years. People lived to the age of like 10,000 years. And then that went away because there were not enough Brahmins to recite Sanskrit prayers, shlokas, so on and so forth. Not enough ghee and jewels and gold and silver to give to the Brahmins. And then in Dwapar, which is the age before this current age, the process was deity worship. Deity worship. So you say all the temples in India and elsewhere, you find Vedic civilization everywhere, they are dated during that period. And now, the problem with the deity worship is what? Takes 6 Brahmins for every deity to be worshipped nicely. We don't have that, right? Anymore. And so, what do you do? Okay. So in Kali Yuga, there are no Brahmins, there's no Sanskrit language, there's no pure ghee, there's no wealth per se. So does it mean that we will not get Krishna? And so Krishna knew that, so he said, in this age, if you could just take my name, that's enough. And you will find that this thing about the holy name is in all world religions. Christianity, our Father who art in, hallowed be thy name. Islam, Allahu Akbar. It's there everywhere. And so, therefore, because the process in this age is Harinam. Lord Chaitanya came as a devotee to tell us how to do Harinam. And that can be done any place, any time, under any circumstance. That is the beauty of this age, is that the Lord is, you can achieve Him, you can get Him by simply chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. Now, somebody might say, what about the Hare Krishna mantra itself? I have a separate presentation which we won't go today, but in Chaitanya Upanishad, Lord Brahma says, there's one example, that in this age, one should chant a mantra that has 16 words in it. Okay, how many words?
16.
And it will consist of 3 words that will be repeated. And they are
Hare Krishna,
so specific. So we have nothing else to do except just chant Hare Krishna. I think my time is up. Right?
15 minutes.
Any questions, any comments? Hare Krishna. No?
I have a question.
Yes.
So, what is the significance of the time of the birth and the place of the birth? So, you mentioned that he was like Lord Chaitanya came in the lunar time, and what is the significance of the place of the birth Navdeepa?
Krishna chooses, okay, so the time was, his purpose was the chanting of the name should take place, and so it is customary during lunar eclipse, it used to be, people would take bath in Ganga or Yamuna, where all the holy rivers, and chant Hari, 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 Hari. Okay, so that's the reason we chose that period. Okay, and in terms of the place, I do not have a specific quotation as to why he chose Vrindavan or Ayodhya. The only thing that I do know that his parents, for example, Lord Ram, Dashrath was king of Ayodhya. In case of Krishna, Vasudeva and Devaki were there in Mathura, and it is said that Jagdish Mishra and Sachimata are incarnations of Vasudeva and Devaki, and so they were in Bengal. Okay? Anything else? If not, who's an expert in AI? Who does AI here? Anyone? You? Really? Okay. So I thought this is the conclusion. Let me share this with you. One of the devotees, actually he's my nephew, the devotee too. He on Chat GTP, he asked to put a question for that a poem be composed on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? Is the screen gone? You can see the screen?
Yes.
So this is what came out in less than 30 seconds. Can we all recite that? Can you read that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. With joyous heart I sing of He, whose love for God set souls free. Sri Chaitanya, His name divine, His mercy like the sun did shine. He danced with grace, lost in devotion. His ecstasy stirred deep emotion. His holy words like nectar sweet, guided to the Lord's feet. You spread the chant of Hare Krishna and fill the land with blissful rapture. O Sri Chaitanya, our guiding light, you showed us the path to eternal delight. In every heart your love resides, and in our souls your mercy abides. Hail Sri Chaitanya, Lord of our heart, your grace and love will never depart. Hail Sri Lord Chaitanya. Isn't that nice? Now that's a good use of technology. Maybe you can try some. Yeah, but and he did that. I think almost 2-3 years ago. So I'm sure there's more to it now. Anything else? So should we do some more kirtan?
There might be more questions.
Okay. And yes. Go ahead.
Do you personally identify with Sri Chaitanya over other incarnations of the deity you worship, and how so, if that is true?
So yes, but I also identify more or equal amounts with Lord Ram. And the reason being, my grandfather, my father's side, he was Ram Bhakta. Every day he would read, Ramayana methodically. Now which brings up a very nice, I guess you can talk about it. Sanskars, you put the seeds of devotion in children. So my grandfather, we lived in Ajmer, where my grandfather was for some time. And my grandfather lived in the middle of the town, and my father, because of the work and everything else, was living on the outskirts of town. And so right next to our home, where I lived, there was a hill, and on the top of the hill there was a Hanuman temple, Bajrangarh. So my grandfather, every Tuesday, he would come from downtown in a rickshaw, come to our home, and tell my mother, her name was Rama, Ramavati, I'm taking the kids to Bajrangarh, okay, for darshan, to see Hanumanji. My mother sometimes would fret because you have an exam tomorrow, you have to study this and that, but she, like a dutiful daughter-in-law, she would never argue, and we would go there. And that's how, you see, devotion and devotional practice should start right from the beginning. And that's where sometimes the homeschooling sort of comes in. People, many parents, say, well, first you study and then this is you do for old age. Old age, all you can think, I can tell you, is my body. The knee is hurting, the heart is palpitating. You know what Prabhupada says about old age? What is the biggest relief in old age? Has anyone read that in the Vedas? I just happenstance. Any guess? You will say that Prabhupada will say, you chanting Hare Krishna gives the biggest relief. What does Prabhupada say? Just bring some laughter in the serious crowd. He said, to have a good stool in the morning. It's the biggest relief. I know that the day I don't have a good motion, you feel so awful. Constipation. In old age, that is the biggest worry. So if you want to get the practice of hearing, chanting, reading, it has to start right from the beginning. I see in our temple, sometimes the small kids, they have a tendency, And they're coming right from above. They're very innocent. They pick up mridanga, start playing it. That's why, and so you see parents, if they see a child kicking a ball or with a racket, they will at once, regardless of his age, 4, 5, 6 years, they'll hire a tennis coach. And I'm asked, the parents, we have devotees here, would you like to bring your child to learn mridanga? What do you think I get the response? Prabhuji is so busy. Right? Maybe sometime later. So I'm saying, so going back to is that my grandfather sowed those seeds of devotion. So I'm still, I consider myself a Ram Bhakta. The Prabhupada says that he writes, I think, is it in part of Brahma Samhita or somewhere else, that he said, each one of us from our past, present, and the sanskars, it's okay to get attached to one incarnation of Krishna. Lord Ram, Lord Nrsimhadev. Okay? These are some of the more sort of common incarnations. Lord Chaitanya, yes. So there's not, they're all same. The pastime's a little different. The focus is different. Okay, so that's a long answer to your question. Okay, so it's okay to be a Ram Bhakt and a Nrsimha Bhakt. Okay, Vishnu, it's fine. Vishnu Sahasranam. Before I go, what is the last shloka in the Vishnu Sahasranam? We did that yesterday. She knows that. Please recite.
Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Rama Rama.
Okay, what does it mean? It says that the 1,000 names of, somebody may not, this is Kali Yuga, we may not have time to take 45 minutes. It takes that much, right? Takes that much? Once you're expert. Oh really, 20 minutes? But even if you don't have 20 minutes, okay? The last look at Mother Parvati is asking Lord Shiva, what do you chant? That's a very common question. You see Lord Shiva, right? In his right hand he's chanting. What is he chanting? What name is he chanting? Whose name is he chanting? Ram. Okay. Bhagavatam says that. So he's sort of literally saying to Parvati that Parvati is, I'm just making it up a little bit. She has to do all the household work, take care of Ganesh and Kartikeya and all the elephants and the mouses and all the Garnas, and she doesn't have time for the Vishnu Sahasranam. So what is Lord Shiva saying? You just take the name of Lord Ram. One name Lord Ram is equal to 1,000 names of Vishnu. So lazy person like me, what would I do? Take the name Lord Ram. And then it says, even though names are all equal, but if you were to do this sort of an analysis, it says that 3 names of Lord Ram is equal to 1 name of Krishna, Lord Krishna. So who's the mathematician? If you do one Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. How many Vishnu Sahasranam you would have done? This is a quiz, pop quiz. Huh? No, you can do the calculation. Do the calculation. One name of Ram is equal to 1,000 names of Vishnu, right? And 3 names of Ram is equal to 1 name of Krishna. In the Hare Krishna month, how many Rams we have? 8 kids. In the Hare Krishna month, how many Rams we have?
2?
That's the good guess. You're halfway there. How many names? Four, right? Okay, and how many names of Krishna? Four, right? So, one name of Krishna is equal to 3 names of Ram, right? So 4 times 3? 12. Plus 4 Rams, 16. So how many Vishnu Sahasranams you're doing when you're doing chanting? Huh? 16,000. See? Now, Lord Shiva is saying that this thing about 3 names of Lord Ram is equal to 1 name of Krishna is, I believe, in the Padma Purana. So either we believe in Puranas or we don't believe. So what would you do on a day-to-day basis? If we take 10 minutes to do 1 round of Hare Krishna mantra, okay, all the rituals, all the names that we take. Are we going to do that? Okay, now Prabhu, I think you had a question. Right?
Yeah, I have a question. My question was a follow-up to Vrinda's question. So you mentioned that it is okay to have affinity towards either a particular personality or a set of personalities and so on. But then also we hear that, in this day and age, in the age of Kali, you provided some proof that the method, the prescribed method, the appointment method is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra.
Yes.
So how do we reconcile these? Like, what if my affinity is still, to your point, towards Lord Ram, and how is that relevant to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra?
So, okay, I'm buying some time. This incident also occurs in Chaitanya Leela.
Yeah.
Murari Gupta, who was senior to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Murari Gupta was a Ved, or you can say doctor. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to his home, sometimes take prasad, sometimes he had a problem, something like that. And every time he would go there, okay, he would take a look at the deities that Murari Gupta had, but they were Lord Ram's deities. And he would go and tell him very specifically, chant Hare Krishna, take the name of Krishna. This incident is recorded. And Murari Gupta would say, yes, I will, yes, I will. And then Chaitanya would go back. And one day they really got into big arguments, supposedly. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. And then Murari Gupta felt so bad that he was not able to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. So he was on the verge of committing suicide. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to find out, so he rushed back. And Murari Gupta fell on his feet and said, Prabhu, I cannot keep your instruction. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I was just testing your devotion. He said, you're Hanuman. You were Hanuman in Lord Ram's time, and now you come here. So, yes, you can just worship Lord Ram. But worshipping Lord Ram does not mean. But now the question comes is, what is the process of worshipping? Okay, so that's how you can do that. So you can take any deity. Okay, how many of you worship Lord Nrsimhadev? Especially in the south. But Nrsimhadev's worship is very complicated. Now, give me 5 more minutes. I got to tell this incident. So Nrsimhadev's, in fact, I think there's a village in Karnataka, forget the name, where there used to be the worship of Nrsimhadev. And one thing that the Nrsimhadev worship requires is total celibacy. And so that whole village got burned to ashes, like still there, like a ghost town, because his worship, the main temple, the main deity of the village was Nrsimhadev, and he was not properly worshipped. But then, you see, our acharyas, especially Prabhupada, the Nrsimhadev everywhere. Is there anyone here Dashtik Brahmachari, celibate right from birth? And we just worship him. How are we worshipping him? By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So the interesting story is that when Mayapur temple was built, okay, devotees went through a lot of issues, especially they were dacoits at that time, robbers. And they saw these Americans coming in and they could see money, this and that, and they would cause a whole bunch of havoc. In fact, I think Bhakti Raghu Maharaj, he was shot in Mayapur. He lost a leg. So Prabhupada was very worried, and devotees went to me and said, Prabhupada, what should we do? So Prabhupada gave them the permission to bring in Lord Nrsimhadev and worship in Mayapur. Okay? So this happened after Prabhupada. Prabhupada said that. They were doing the Nrsimha prayers that Prabhupada gave us because of this, or before that. And so the devotees went to south, somewhere near Chennai. Okay, somebody can help me with the details. You can find the article on the Mayapur website. And so they went to the Sthapati, to sculpture, and devotees picked the most aggressive form of Nrsimhadev, the Ugra form, you see. They wanted that to be carved by the sculptor. And the sculptor looked at it. I got nothing to do with it. I'm not going to touch this form. Okay. And the devotees were disappointed. They went again to him. So he said, let me ask my guru. So the sculptor went to his guru and told him that these devotees, they don't know what they're doing, they wanted to carve this ugra form, the ferocious form. And the guru said, let me think about it. And supposedly, I think I may be, it's been a long time, either the guru got a dream in the night, or after something, he said, go ahead, make that form. Okay? And so that form, the Sthapati, it took him 6 months. First he said, when you think about it, he said, the form has to be made from a living rock. Now rocks are supposed to be dead, right? So what is a living rock? So he took the devotees and they went around the hill where it was, and then he found a piece. So what is living? He said, there's actually a, we call it a worm. It's not a worm, it's more like a
Specific
insect that eats the rock. And so he said, there's line, see that this rock is alive, that this worm has gone through, and so he got that form, right? I'm sorry, he got that piece of rock. He sculpted it. Okay, took him about 3 months or so. After it was done, and the devotees were always calling, is it ready? He said, no, it's not ready. I'm ready. Okay. So then he went to his in-laws for a vacation, right? All of you have done that? Go to your in-laws to get good food and mithai and all that stuff. And so he went to his in-laws. This is right in the middle of the rainy season. So he asked his assistants, he took the sculpted form, put it in a hut, mud hut, straw hut. And then he went to his in-laws. It was raining, that he went there. He had hardly reached there, had a meal. But in the meantime, the assistant on this side saw smoke coming out from this wet hut. He's burning inside. So he called his master sculptor. He said, strange, the hut is burning. So the sculptor said, he came rushing back, he called the devotees, the Lord Nrsimhadev is ready to go with you. So the devotees came in, brought a truck, and there's a whole story as to, because they had to go through all this bureaucracy, because you're taking especially from south, this murti, this deity from Nrsimhadev. Anyway, all got clear. They got to Mayapur in record time. And then they got it, and then they were scared. My God, how are we going to worship him? There are no instructions. In Janani Maharaj, when they did that, and I think it's Janani Maharaj Prabhu or Pankaj Prabhu, he writes that they were doing the worship and their hands were shaking. They were afraid. But then, and he said, then they looked at Prahlad, he's there also. And he said, they were doing this, and then the devotees started to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. And then he said, he thought that all of a sudden Nrsimhadev was satisfied. Why? Because the deities need the worship that is designated, or that is done for that yuga. And in this yuga you can worship any deity, but by just chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, so that is the procedure. It's not a yajna. We do yajnas. In fact, if you read the Prabhupada Leelamrit, when the Vrindavan temple opened, Prabhupada had invited all the villagers and all the Pandits and all the astrologers and everyone from Vrindavan. He wanted everyone to be there. And so the devotees were nervous. They were doing all this yajnas and everything else. And you know what Prabhupada told them? Who knows that? He took them aside. He said, don't worry, we're doing this for sure for them. But our method is just chanting Hare Krishna. There's one more small story. No, I'm done. This is the Boise Nrsimhadev. So if you go to the Boise temple, we have this stained glass window with Krishna in the middle and the 10 incarnations. And so for each incarnation, we have a 10 by 12 stained glass plate. So we went to this, and this long story how we got to this stained glass artist in Boise. And so he was making it, and there's only like 1 week left before inauguration, installation, opening of the temple, and the window was not ready. Now, when I had given the order to the artist, I had taken the trouble to tell him. I took this Krishna art book, showed him all the pictures and told them about every incarnation. And I told them the story of this Mayapur story for some reason to both of them. They listened carefully. Not just interested me. Yeah, I don't think they were paying that much attention, but they listened. So I called them. They said, "Yeah, we're getting it ready. We're getting it ready. Okay, don't worry, it'll be done." Then 2 days later, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I still remember, I got a phone call from the sculptor's or artist's son. He said, "The Nrsimhadev is ready. He's ready. And we're coming." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Remember you told me the story about when the Mayapur that they heard burned?" He said, "We have done 2,000 windows in our life. And they have to bake these stained glass windows in an oven." He said, "It has never happened. After we put the plate of Nrsimhadev into the oven for baking," he said, "our oven burned down." And so we knew that he wants to go, so we are coming. I said, "Hare Baba." So these things are real. Krishna is here. And this is the real. So yes. So you can take the form of Nrsimhadev, you can take the form of Jagannath, Krishna, Vamandev, any form you like. But whatever worship you do, please include the Hare Krishna mantra. And if nothing else, just start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, your service will be complete. I think I've taken too much time. Okay, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So please join me in thanking Prabhu by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So for those of you who just joined us, we are celebrating the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now we will have a very small cultural program, but we'll have it over here on this section. So for those who are seated here, if you can just kind of like move a little bit, and we can all face this way, because the only other space available was here, and we definitely didn't want to have it with our back to the deities. Okay? And we'll start with a recital by some children. Come. So let me introduce their teacher, Karuna Mataji. Come on over and introduce who's going to be doing this and how and when. Okay.
Now it's time for the kids to recite Sikshastakam. The kids are Kian. To recite. Kian, then Sai Pradyumna with Mai and Pradyumna Krishna.
Cheto darpanamarjanam Vamahadavagni Devapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vedya Vadu Jivanam Anandam Pudevardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritha Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri मात्रा पिता निमित्तः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं मीदृशम् इह जने नानुरागः तेनादपि शुनेचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानिना मानतेन कीर्तनेय सदा हरि नादनं नाचनं ना सुन्दरं कविता वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनि ईश्वरे भवतात् भक्तरहितकी त्वयि अयि नन्दन तनुज किङ्करं पतितं मामिषमे बाम्बुधो कृपया तव पादपङ्कजः स्थितिदूलेषु दृष्टविजयम् नयनं कलद अश्रुधारया वदनं गतहृदया गिरा पुलकेमि चिन्तं वपु कदा तं नमाग्रहणे भविष्यति विकायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रायशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दावरेण मे आशिषुदास्य वा पादगतं विनिष्टु मामदर्शन मम हतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विततो लम्पत मत्प्राणस्तु एव न परा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री शास्त्रम की जय।
Okay, now here's my part.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So now we are performing a small drama. It's pastimes of Jagai and Madhai. So we have four different characters: so Jagai, Madhai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu, and Haridas Thakur. So we'll start. The Lord's activities are unlimited. If Ananta Shesha with his unlimited hoods cannot describe the wonderful pastimes of Gaura Hari, then what qualifications do I, a simple narrator with one limited mouth, have to describe the Lord's pastimes? If I omit some pastimes of Lord's Gaura Hari, then I apologize to you, my nectar seekers. Forgive me, for we are limited here only a short period of time. Once on the instructions of the Lord, both Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur went door to door on the streets of Navadvip and giving the nectar of the holy name to whoever they met.
My dear Lord Nityananda, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has personally ordered us, whomever you meet, simply speak to him about Krishna. Surely there is no more fortunate position than to be preaching on the order of Lord Chaitanya.
Yes, Haridas, you are right. We must give out Lord Chaitanya's mercy. The fallen people of this age are all so tightly bound up in materialistic life. If we do not give them an opportunity to hear and chant the holy name of Krishna, they are destined for a hellish existence in their next life.
Come, there is not a moment to waste. We must press on and visit a few more doors before nightfall.
Here's a house. Let us try this one.
Who is it at this hour?
Who are you?
Who are you? How can I help you?
My dear sir, please give up your sinful life, chant the holy names of Krishna, and adhere yourself to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
My dear friends, what you say may be right, but what can I do? All my hours are spent in household chores, groceries, and looking after my kids. I hardly have time to come to the Saturday love feast.
You say you have no time, but death may come at any moment, and you cannot say you have no time then. Listen, you do not have to neglect your family, but as a householder, it is your duty to free your family from the cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, what is the use of simply filling up their bellies? Even the animals can do that.
This valuable human life is meant only for reviving our eternal relationship with Krishna. If you do this by chanting the holy names and living a pure life, do you think the Supreme Lord, who is maintaining all living entities in the universe, will let your family starve? Oh, I never thought about it like that before. You are quite right. I must not waste any more time. But how can I change my ways?
The first and foremost thing to do is to always remember Krishna by chanting his holy names. Now repeat after me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you always chant like this and live your life in according to the principles of Bhagavad Gita, then you will very quickly develop Krishna consciousness, and you, along with your family, will become very happy and free from all anxieties.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will certainly follow your instructions. Believe me. Jai! We will visit you again when we come back this way. What on earth was that? Oh no! It's those two rogues again, Jagai and Madhai.
Who are they?
They are the meanest pair of dacoits who have ever walked the land of Bengal. Nothing and no one are safe when they are on the loose. I'm going inside and open the door. I wouldn't wait around here if I were you.
Hey, you losers. What are you guys up to here? On this beautiful Saturday evening, come here to watch drama? Why is drama? Go get a life, you scums. Enjoy the March Madness. Losers.
Perhaps we should avoid these two fellows. We do not want to cause any trouble.
Haridas, surely we must be merciful to these two fallen souls. For if they are delivered from their sinful ways, then the good name of Lord Chaitanya will even be more glorified.
Hey, Jagai. Hey, look at that old man there. Come here.
Come on. Come on, Maharaj. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll break his neck.
Hey, you old man.
You look so morose. You look like a sucked up mango.
My dear friends, please chant the holy name of Krishna and give up your sinful life.
What? Vaishnavas? Ah, thu.
You are the scum of the earth.
Come on, Ladai. Let's teach this fella the lesson.
Yeah. Come here, you two. Come here.
Ah.
Come on.
The essence of all Vedic knowledge is included in the 8 syllables Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. This is the reality of all Vedanta. The chanting of the holy names is the only way to cross the ocean of nescience and is the chief means of attaining love of Godhead. Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas, what is the news of today's preaching work?
My dear Lord, by your unlimited mercy, many fallen souls were delivered.
Jai, Haribo.
But there were 2 sinful rogues who would not listen to us. Somehow or the other, they avoided your mercy, my Lord.
Yes, dear Lord, these men were 2 demonic brothers named Jagai and Madai. When we asked them to chant, they simply attacked us with filthy language and then chased us for miles. By Krishna's grace, we narrowly escaped, but they would have killed us had we been caught.
It is a great misfortune that they could not be given the mercy.
My dear devotees, I am very pleased that you tried to deliver such a degraded pair of fellows. Actually, I know of these 2 brothers, Jagai and Madai. Formerly, they were good young boys named Jagannath and Madhava, born in a respectable Brahmana family, but due to bad association, they have become meat eaters, woman hunters, and sinners of the worst kind. But do not be downhearted. If at first you don't succeed, then try again. Somehow or other, they may be delivered, for everything is possible by the grace of Krishna.
Yes, we will go to them again tomorrow and preach to them. By your mercy, they will be delivered.
Jai.
Jai. Haribo. Drink tonight. Drink tonight. Hey, Jagai. Jagai. You mischief monger. You borrowed money from me last Saturday for the booze party. Give me my money.
Hey, Jagai. What money? And what booze? You didn't even leave a single drop for me. You boostmonger.
Liar. I am going to teach you a lesson. Give me the money.
Ah.
Jai
Madhai, look! Those nonsense godmongers again.
What? Come back for more? Have you? Well, take this.
It does not matter that you have done this. I still request you to chant the holy names of Lord Krishna.
How astonishing! I have never seen such tolerance. Madhai, he must be a saintly person. My dear sir, I am very sorry. Please forgive me and please pardon my brother as well.
Hey, what's wrong with you, Jagai? Lost your brain? Out of my way, you fool. I'm going to teach this Vaishnava not to mess with me.
No! Enough, Madhai!
Get out!
Get out! Person. Leave him! Go through!
How dare you hurt Lord Nityananda? I will destroy you for this. Chakra! Chakra!
Wait, my lord. Although there is blood on my head, I don't feel any pain. Also, they did not hurt me. In fact, when Madai was trying to hit me, Jagai came in between and stopped it. So please give up your anger.
Jagai, you have won my heart by protecting Nityananda. Therefore, from today, all your sins are washed away. You will experience Krishna Prema.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
What about me, O Lord? They both were engaged in the sinful activities together, but you are giving the mercy only to Jagai. Please be merciful to me as well.
You attacked Nityananda. I cannot forgive you. I can tolerate everything but an offense to a Vaishnava. Fall at the feet of Nityananda and beg forgiveness.
Forgive me. Lord, I have already forgiven him. All he needs is your mercy.
All right, I will spare you, but on one condition only. You must solemnly promise that from this moment onwards, you will give up all your sinful habits and take up the chanting of Krishna's holy names as your only shelter.
My Lord, I'll turn over a new leaf. I promise.
Yes, yes, my lord. I'll do anything. Anything you ask, anything.
Come now, my dear friends, do not fear. Although you were most fallen, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, you have now become the most fortunate.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my Lord.
Dear Lord Gauranga, you are so kind to the Kali Yuga living entities, for although everyone is so sinful in this age, you are freely giving the highest benediction, pure loving service to Krishna, to anyone who simply takes the shelter of your lotus feet. Let's chant the holy names right now.
Paramakaruna Kahodeja Nitai Gaura Chandra 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 Sabayavakara Sarashiromani Kevalananda Kanda Sabavatara Sarashiromani Kevalananda Kanda Sabavatara Sarashiromani Kevalananda Kanda Sabavatara Sarashiromani Kevalananda Kanda Riva! Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So, I'd like to introduce all the characters who helped us in executing this wonderful drama. So, first and foremost, we have none other than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is our dear Shyam Sundar Prabhu. Then we have Nityanand Prabhu, another very important role. So, it was done by Rajesh Prabhu. And Rakesh Prabhu is one who played Haridas Thakur. And Lakshman Prabhu was the householder in the first scene. And Acharya Prabhu, who was very beautifully dressed and amazing acting. He's none other than Madhai. Akash Prabhu played the wonderful character of Jagai. Hope we really thoroughly enjoyed his performance. And narration and music was controlled by Jagannath Prabhu. Yeah, thank you very much.
Alright, so that concludes our cultural event for the evening. And now, just give 1 minute for announcements and then we will have the Gaura update. So I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize our sponsors for this event. We have the feast sponsored by His Grace Yashoda Dulal Prabhu and Her Grace Radhika Devi Dasi. Haribol! The decorations were sponsored by Her Grace Shama Karuna Devi Dasi. A big Haribol to her as well. Haribol! The Abhishek was sponsored by Rakesh Shirakdar Prabhu, Rohit Shaha Prabhu, Rajesh Sarvanan Prabhu, Akash Jadav Prabhu, and an anonymous donor. So let's also thank them first. Haribol! So we thank all of you for your generosity. We really appreciate it. We also thank all the volunteers. Part of the flower festival was also sponsored by, where did Mataji go? Oh, there you go. Sirisha Mataji. Big Hari Bol to her as well. Hari Bol. So under Sirisha Mataji's guidance, all the decorations were done. Don't they look beautiful? The deities, the outfit, the whole setup, the bouquets. I mean, it requires such a lot of effort and coordination with so many different volunteers to make this happen. And we are very grateful that we have such artistic talent amongst us. If you would also like to be part of the team, part of the volunteers, then please contact either Acharya Prabhu sir, who is, there you go, Mother. Mother, what are you doing? I'm teasing you, of course. Yeah, he's already running away. All right, so please contact Acharya Prabhu, Jagannath Prabhu, or Sirisha Mataji, some of us, and we'll be happy to help. I also wanted to recognize Prasanna Murari Prabhu, who drove all the way from Evansville. It's not a short drive, it's a very long drive, and he's got a very young family, two very little kids. But he took the effort to drive all the way from there, and with the deities that you see over here, okay, Nitai Gaur Sundar. And he also assisted with making a lot of the arrangements for the Abhishek, and then facilitating the process of the Abhishek itself. So big Hari Bol to Prasanna Murari Prabhu and his family. Hari Bol! Also, a program of this magnitude requires volunteers in other areas. So for example, creating the flyer, communication, calling up people, coordinating different aspects of it. So there are so many volunteers, it's very difficult for me to recognize each of them because I'm definitely going to forget some. So as an overall, let's please thank all the volunteers by chanting Hari Bol. Hari Bol. And finally, the most important service of all was Prasadam coordination. So where is Mataji gone? Who coordinated the Prasadam? Oh, there you are. Yes, so please can you come forward and tell us who made what, and however you want to do it. If 5 people want to come here, so be it. Come. We would love to hear. Yes. We should recognize.
Amrita Mataji is the one who has been texting me and giving me ideas, so I'm just posting them. But I can read off the chat. I know that few items were in a few days, so I don't know it at the top of my mind, but I can quickly check. Thank you. So the generous service and continuous and relentless service lasts many weeks or maybe even years at this point is Amrita Mataji, Aparna Mataji, Latisha Mataji, Alka Mataji, Priyanka Mataji, Karuna Mataji, Sunita Mataji, Sirisha Mataji, Priyamvada Mataji, Chitta Acharya Mataji, Pandit Srivas Prabhu and Rajesh Prabhu. Thank you everyone so much. And there are many other names that are not included. There are some who even bring fruits and salads and other uncooked items. So thank you everyone for contributing and the dedication and the effort. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
And also, we have the opportunity for others to also participate in as Prasadam volunteers, to bring Prasadam on a weekly basis. So we meet over here every Saturday at 5 o'clock. Our next major festival will of course be Ram Navami. It will be either the first or the second week of April. And it will be an even bigger festival, I know, because the weather will be a lot warmer. And going by past experiences this year. And another interesting thing I want to tell you, we split the group into two because we have limited space over here. So tomorrow there will be probably as many devotees as you see over here, and that the festival is going to be in Greenwood. If any one of you would also like to come, please come to the Greenwood Festival. The address is there in the flyer. It's at 11:30 in the morning. Okay? And tomorrow we will hear from His Grace Gopal Hari Prabhu, and we'll go from there. So again, let's just chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then we will prepare for Gaura. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So may I please request everybody to now stand for Gaura. So get the